Welcome back, everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor, and I'm Jewel. And as you can see, we got a lot going on. We're on the Jules Peaceful Valley map, and we're going to work on another little spot here, probably somewhere up in here. And I'm going to make basically a water company or a place to pay your water bill. So now, obviously, it's not really going to be that. It's just going to be a building. It's not going to have any function to it per se. But I'm thinking we got the gas place there where you pay your gas bill, and then we got another place over this way somewhere that pays your power bill or electric bill. And so now we're going to put right here our place we pay our water bill. Okay, so what I was thinking was I was going to leave some room right here because I need a road. And I'm thinking of leaving enough room to make a road come on back here and either come behind here a little and curve or dead end or however I decide to do it, whatever I decide to do. And I might make, I'm not sure yet, some housing around this water. Like they have riverfront or whatever, waterfront property. And and I think I'll still maybe have enough room to do, let's see, I should have enough room to do the water place. And I probably won't do nothing too close unless it's a house or something like I say. But I'm not going to put it so close to this bridge that I make. I probably put the house here, not much closer than that. This will be kind of like whatever trees or whatever we do to make privacy for them. But there'll be a house probably over here somewhere. Hopefully, we'll see. Everything's subject to change when you're making a map. You have different plans. Things look better, or you change your mind about something, or you think something else is better, and you sometimes change things. So, don't hold me to anything. But hey, I think we're going to go ahead and grab the building I just chose. It's the Animal Trader Storage, but it's a little small building, like a little small place that would make more sense because the places I know of for paying the water is pretty small anyway. So in these cases, so I'm gonna make it small. I'm gonna duplicate the one that I have highlighted, uh, but I don't think I'm gonna be using that whole group. So that's why I want to go ahead and duplicate it. Control D as in dog, and that way I'll have that extra building and I can separate it or whatever I need to do. I'm gonna point this over here and hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, and now we have the building over here. And it's really small, it's not that big a deal, and looks just right. So I'll probably make some sort of sign for it. I'll probably make this the front of the building, and this the front, and this will be where I put some sort of sign and or another sign out, from it. But let me see how far back I want it from the road. And this road may shift a little either which way. We'll see. So, so I think I should have plenty of room here for a road. Um, we might move it over just a little bit because we want a little road to go in here and then the road next to it. So I think that should be plenty of room for a road. And let me see, do I want this closer or further? Further away. Okay. Well, not that way. Okay, a little bit over. Let's see. Alright, I think that's going to be far enough away. I'll be able to do a sign. I'll have another sign in the front. We may or may not have it where you can go to the back of it here, and we may block this side off and then do it like that. We'll do -90 just because, like I said, it's best to do that if you're going to set your roads up in a certain way so that everything when you paint matches and comes up square. So, or in alignment with the road or with the paint, with the paintbrush. Like if you click this paintbrush, see what I'm saying? When you're painting, it makes life so much easier than it being crooked and then you got little jagged pieces. Like, see how that's jagged? Well, if it's right up against the building, look at it. See, it's touching that exactly at that angle, so it would match. Uh, so that's what I'm talking about when I say that. Alright, so we're not going to make the road right now, obviously. I'm trying to decide, do we want the road to come up a little further and not have it until we get on top of the hill. I'm thinking we might need to move this water place over a bit. And then we can make some trees up in here. And then when you get to the top of the hill, it's flat, and then go that way. Because it's just easier to deal with. See, that's how that angle is. Because you're going to have a lot of angles if you don't. So we will move it down a little more. Just give me enough room that I can make a road without any issues. And this can be a lot of trees. We could have some trees and stuff, potentially. Alright, so now we have a place. We need to match the road. So let's come over here with the square paintbrush, sculpt mode, put it on replace. Put these opacity, hardness, and value up higher. And then hit Control R as in Richard. And then we can turn that off so we can kind of get where we want to get to see things right there. And then we're going to hit the sculpt mode again, and we're just going to come right straight back next to it, because that's where our road's going to end up, and we don't want to go too far. And we're just going to bring it up a little bit in the back because we need a little parking area. Alright, and we're just going to come around here just a little bit right there. We don't want too far, just enough to get around the building. Come back to our road, make sure all that's good, get the middle area. Alright, and we're going to slope these corners. I got the right mouse button. I'll roll down and show you that it's on smooth. And I'm just going to smooth out this back side right there. And this side over here a little bit. And this side will be more straight because we'll make a road, like I said. But I'm not going to make it perfectly flat, I don't think. I'll make it kind of go with some of the hills, potentially. We'll see. Depends on what type of road I decide to make it. I may make it a dirt road, I may not. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so now, and remember, this road here is not exactly perfectly lined up, so once I get all that situated the way it needs to be, it may shift a little one way or the other. Most likely this way, so we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and get this building to the level it needs to be. This door looks okay. Let's check the back. Okay. No doors. Okay. Alright, so that's technically okay where it's at. I can lift it and see. See, you would have that. You could put it down lower if you don't want that big of a step up into the building. But that looks good to me. So that is where our building is. And we are all set. Now, we should have enough room to start our road here. It can go up that hill or whatever it wants to do. We'll have a room to get around to the back of this. Have a little bit of parking. We don't need a lot. It's just a place to pay the bill pretty much for the most part. We could add water type work stuff a little bit. We'll see. We may commandeer a little more land here. We'll see. We may commandeer a little over this way too. But we don't want to go too close to the water. Like I said, I'm going to see about putting some sort of housing over there. In fact, let me click on this house and see. Oh, is it this? What is that one highlighting for? Okay, let me look at it. That's a nice little house. Let me see what this side looks like. Yeah, I don't know about the garage being in the front, because if I was going to face it toward the water, I'd have to make sure I moved it back far enough. Well, let's just see what it looks like in the size. We're not going to necessarily use that one. We're going to go ahead and hit Control B with that whole group selected. Control B as in boy. Left mouse click, left mouse. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. Got a little picket fence. Now, they don't need it. Alrighty, let me look. Now, of course, the mailbox won't be like that. Let's see. Yeah, it's got a nice little view there on that top of the hill. Let's see. Or we may end up using it as a different type of houses. We'll see. But anyway, I'm not going to do, like I said, I'm not going to situate the house right now. It would still have to be dug out and changed and whatever. But this is just a basic idea of what would be going on. Obviously, we would be rearranging things to fit where it needed to be. We would move this mailbox. It kind of don't make sense that there's a mailbox right there. Like, how would they get to that mailbox? I don't know why that mailbox is like that, but okay. But we would put their mailbox on the side where the road is, and they'd have to go. We'd put like a sidewalk or a trail to it. But that does that. Oh, it brought that whole thing over here too. Okay, I didn't realize we had another piece to it. Okay. Well, you gonna have to move. So let's put this over here too. Temporary doesn't mean we're gonna use it. Alright, Control B. And we'll do left mouse click, and spin it around. And of course we'll have to make enough room that if we do it, that people can get in their garages and stuff. But I'm not going to put them all facing each other. They're going to be all different. You know, they're probably going to face this angle of this or something to that effect. You know. But we're not going to be doing all that right now, but I just moved it because it was still highlighted with that whole group there. And I don't think there's any other ones highlighted, but there we go. Now let's paint us a little bit of an area. We don't have to make it perfect. Like I said, we're not doing all the painting right now, but we'll go ahead and paint a little bit of an area. We'll put this on add. We'll pick whatever we decide. I think I'll pick the asphalt. Let me see. Alpine asphalt. And we'll go ahead and paint an area for that. We'll bring it out a little bit more. And we'll just go on under the building because, like I say, we're not going to be worried about that right now. And for now, we'll just come over, even though there's no road there, we'll just kind of come on distinguishing that there'll be something over this way. And then we'll go a little further back, just giving us an idea of size, what we're going to be doing. And that's about good enough on the size. It don't have to be perfect because we're not going to really be doing it all right now. But as you can see, there you go. Got all that right there. And that will be our water place. Now that's not a lot on this video, but what I've told in other videos, there'll be other areas I may potentially do grass in certain spots, and there'll be flowers, and there'll be a fence in certain spots and things. I'm not really concerned with decorating everything right now. I'm getting everything laid out and say, hey, this is that building, this is that building, this is this building, and just moving right along. And then when we're going to come in and one by one, we're just going to go start decorating. And then we'll be putting garbage cans in and, you know, maybe the driveway, or I may wait and do all the roads in another whole set, you know, videos, or, you know, piece by piece. But we'll do the decorating and making grass or putting objects or, you know, different things. So, but on this one, we've got our water place. Now, technically, the water, let me see, these water things, water towers, have Elm Creek written on them. I could put if I decide to make one, I could put one over here. But it kind of so big, it kind of looks silly, you know what I mean? And it's technically not really for the water company place. It would be more like going somewhere where you would get water closer to people, you know, for them to use. So if I decide to make one, now they didn't let you take this name off, at least not that I could tell. You probably, I would have to look at the files and see if I believe you can take and make it, but I ain't gonna do it on this episode. But anyway, I could make one in Blender potentially and have it different. I kind of don't like the shape of that one, but we'll see. But anyway, you could do that and have a place or whatever. This also does let you get water. You can put those triggers that I explained on another video. In that one, I did the water tank video. I explained about these in there a little bit, but we're probably not obviously going to use that one. Obviously, it says Elm Creek, so but I'll be worrying about all that later. But anyway, we could add some things if we decide to add anything that looks like some kind of piping or whatever you need, to be a water place. But this is technically just the place you pay your bill. So, uh, we'll just pretend that the water place may be somewhere else on the map or something, unless I find some parts and add stuff to it. But I guess that's going to be it for this episode. I'm going to be working on adding some more buildings, and before I get to like farmland stuff, a bunch of that, and a bunch of housing stuff. I got a lot more coming on like different buildings that I'm going to be using. So, but I hope you enjoyed. I know it's not a very long video, not a whole lot done, but essentially we're just going to make a road come this way. I guess I could paint the road. Let's paint a little bit of the road before we end it. Control R. Let me make sure I got it. Control R. And it's on add. We're going to turn back up a little bit. So say if we're doing it and we want this road, let me make sure I see what size that brush is. Okay, so it definitely can shrink down a little bit. I might shrink it to like a 4. Somewhere along there. That's good enough for now. And at least, well, it didn't accept it. Come on now. Alright, let's try it again. There we go. It's hard to tell, but it did. And basically, it's going to start coming up this hill. You can't tell it, but it went up a hill. And then it's going to come down a hill. Now, whether it's going to be a little curvy, that's going to depend on what I lay out. But essentially, it'll be a road that can come behind here, whether it be dirt or whatever I decide, and we can either shift it and let it come around so the houses can kind of fit, you know what I'm saying? And then come up that way, and it may turn. Let me lift up where I can see what's going on. And basically it'd be turning. We'll put it lower than that. We'll have to because of that slope. But basically you get the point. This is just an example. Pretend it's closer to this side over here. And then the road will come around, and then there'll be housing all around this water here. And then we may put it on down as far as we can, just to fill that whole section up. Okay? And we're not going to probably have any farming. It's just going to be waterfront property. So that'll be that. And then we'll have little driveways or long driveways. We may put a house if we have room, depending on how far apart everything is. We may put a house a little lower, maybe put one up here before they get down there so they didn't really get the water view. Might have enough room for 2, and then do it like that so that they didn't get that. And then they can see down there, there'll be some way to get to these houses. We'll make a roadway of sorts. So we could just put some sort of roadway. Let's pretend it goes right behind this building, and then maybe it curves and services them and them. And then we could have maybe a house here facing this way, and maybe one here. And if we have to, we'll draw another way down. We'll have houses, but the houses ain't gonna get too close to the water because you're gonna have to adjust the ground, and you have the whole thing. See, it's so steep. So there'll be a lot of work involved in that. We'll have to see what we really end up with some of that. But there's a lot more coming. Obviously, everything's not finalized. But let me click off of that real quick. But that's the basic setup of there will be a road going off up there, and we'll be able to see, all our other buildings. So, but this will be the water place. But anyway, I'm gonna call that an episode here. Stay tuned for more. We're going to be doing a lot more other things, buildings and different stuff, and then we'll start decorating and things. But stay tuned. I hope everybody enjoyed. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.